Yep, it's a map so a lot of teams sometimes in Europe actually avoid, so it's interesting to see it straight away coming in here with Navi and GoBas, obviously both not European teams. Navi have got they're going with triple FVs, double waffles, Batchat and Object 416. We have GoBas going with the E100, triple FVs, waffle, Batchat and the T54 lightweight.
Yeah, this is quite a standard setup for Gold Bass here. They're going for an ultra heavy lineup. It didn't work for them last time. I believe they went wiped out on Ghost Town. Let's see how they do it this time. Their biggest issue when they were playing in the Asian finals was that they were coming in at different times. They had like a plan, but they just didn't come in at the right time. They came like 2 came in first, then 2 later. They just were not synced together.
Right. So it looks like they're going for the try and get in initially straight away, and Navi pushing them with the top circle. GoBas coming round. They're coming in from the middle, so just looking to get in spots soon. Everyone's kind of taking their shots. Already there's action starting there. Rhino and a waffle taking down E100. Huge hits already.
Yeah, Rhino needs to get those shots off him back, and he has done that, but E100 is down to 50% HP. He's not what they want, and Slide is there. If they can alpha him down before he gets all the shots off, they'll be good, but they're not doing it. You need to commit. GoBas, you need to commit around that corner and do the damage. Don't let them get all their shots off. What are you doing? It's too late. The damage is done, and this is a thing. Like, yeah, it's okay having that 1 clip, but it's so much better to get 2. However, they still have the HP, but oh no, not for much longer. Samuel gets caught out as Inspire and Legend one more manages to focus him down. Red Bull's a bit slow around the corner, but gets a great shot on Inspirer. He's backing off though. Antelich Inspire not waiting. They're going to go around the corner. 1 shot, 2 shot. Is it there? He misses. Whoa, that's a massive miss from Inspirer. That was not meant to happen. Simon and Red Bull get 1 more shot off. No, it wasn't reloaded. Just in time. It's a bit of a mess here.
Bit of a mess. It's still arguably right now 50-50. It's just a case of mopping up the teams. You can see the HPs are really close to each other. Simon's getting a bit pummeled here from the 2 FVs. He's having to retreat. The rest of the teams are trying to swing round and get their shots in, but the kind of advantage here is really on Navi with the guns basically they have to bear. I mean,
that was the biggest mistake there. If GoldBas had pulled Simon away instead of just sat there trying to exchange with 2 tanks, they would have actually been okay on HP, but now they've kind of went for quite a few individual fights. They're down quite low. Hypo just got pushed away by Strike. Pig Thief and Pulps, not in the best position whatsoever. They kind of don't know where to look. They're looking left, right, left, right. Strike and Antelich are going to come around together. Look at Strike. He's so confident. He's coming round. He's got a first round. Explosion. He's taken out. And Pult is now to be finished off. Strike is sniping. They don't lose another tank. They take him out. Hypo is left. If they want, he can try and buy some time by running away. But yeah, they're defending, so for 7 minutes, I think he can hide for 7 minutes,
he's got nowhere to go, basically, yeah. So they had, there was the 4v4 there that went on to, but basically just Navi had the guns and the armor there, so a quick kill after the action kind of happened, and they were right in there, yeah.
I was just like, it's done. I think they're done.
Yeah.
I love that transition. You guys love that transition. It explodes.
Straight to us, and I'm like,
yeah, it's just like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I want that graphic. I love these artists. I'm not an arty person. Like, I can tell you if art is good or bad. I can critique it because it's cheesy and cheap, but I can't like give instructions like make it cool.
Make it
cool.
Make it fancy, you know.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Make it look what it is, but make it pop, you know.
Yeah, I've gone up to graphic designers before. They've got this thing, and I was like, I don't see enough motion. You want things to move? I said, no. I just want to get the impression of motion. I want to get the feeling that this is moving.
And they're like, take it and blur it.
And they're just looking at me like, but they do it, and it comes back, and like, yes, that's exactly what I want. I love artists. I respect you fully. If you guys are artists or budding artists, this is the sort of person you're going to have to deal with when you get older, and you'll get vague sort of instructions of what you have to do. Anyway, back to the game. Navi was in full command the entire battle.
Yeah, I mean, they came round on the 2 waffles. You can't. I mean, one of the most dangerous things in this game is if you have a waffle E100, it clips, it can pull back, and it reloads. You really have to jump on it when you see it, and not allow them. If you have 2 of them sitting there and they're able to just start unloading, you saw the E100 almost instantly at the very start take off like 1,000 health, which is brutal. You don't want your meat shield, your blocker, if you like. That's what you take the E100 for, to soak shots. And if he's not in position at the start, he's getting the lower front plate hit.
But exactly what you're saying. But one thing about the Waffen, we were talking literally earlier. You were not here. Amphi was there. We got a question. what happens, is it better to do 2 clips or 1 clip? And we say, of course, you should do 2 clips. They go, is it okay to do 1 clip? And I was like, well, yeah. Waffen is the exception, right? It's an ambusher of some description, right?
Yeah.
Its clip is so much damage, it can basically kill any tank in the game, bar maybe the mouse and the E100 with pure HP, obviously ammo racks.
It's important to make sure that you get the shots off, because there's so many times people, there was one at the end of season finals last time, somebody bounced like 3 shots off the front of a Conqueror, like almost head to head.
Yeah, okay.
And you know, like you can't make mistakes like that. I mean, most of these guys won't make mistakes like that. But I mean, if you get caught in the open, I mean, with the pro scene in games like this, you're going to see a lot more tracking shots. Like people are very skilled at getting that first tracking shot, getting them to burn the repair kit, and then like they'll maybe track them with the second one. And if the Waffle can do that, and then everyone else can unload, then it's pretty much like game over for that tank they hit. So sometimes the Waffles will be sacrificial. They'll hold somebody up, and then I mean you have the FV215 Antlock doing amazing there.
Right, so yeah, the closing point I want to make on this is that the Waffenträgers, they have a clip, and they almost always sacrifice themselves in an ambush situation to kill something. You've got to kill them before they get that clip off, or you need to somehow make them waste their shots.
Yeah.
They didn't do either. All shots went through.
Yeah.
They did a ton of damage. Then they died, but they've already done their job. And it was crazy. But anyway, it is currently 1-0 in the favor of Na'Vi. We're on Ghost Town. Now they have to do the defense. So Na'Vi just did the attack. Then now they have to defend. But Ghost Town is one of those places where it doesn't matter if you're attacking or defending, you can kind of play the same way. And I kind of expect Na'Vi to do that again.
Okay, so looking at the teams here, you can see Navi's brought out the Bert. So like, FE304, is that the... No, it's not the Bert, no.
Which one?
The artillery. So Navi's using artillery. For
It's the Big Bert.
It's the Big Bert, okay.
It's the Big Bert.
So they're using that for their lower tier one. Triple FVs, 2 Waffles and a Bat Chat. Go Bass is again going with E100, triple FVs, Waffle, Bat Chat, and again a T54 lightweight.
Yeah.
So very similar again from Go Bass. You can see them just positioning now with the E100 taking point again, supported with the FVs behind him. Waffle protected at the back because you don't want him at the front getting tracked and getting wiped out, although he is going to try and come up the hill backwards.
Okay, so I know this tactic. They did this last time, it was disaster, but they've improved it. What happened last time, they said Blybe in the E100, off the Waffenträger E100, off to a different direction to like kind of flank. Then they did this push into the center where they lead and try and do a cap behind the E100. What happened was it just took too long for the E100 to get into the battle, the Waffenträger E100 to get into the battle, and they kind of just lost a lot of HP for nothing.
Okay.
The cap was never going to work. That wasn't their plan. But there's that tracking shot you're talking about. He's already used a repair kit, which was a waste. He did not need to use that repair kit there. When you have an advanced repair kit, you get a faster repair skill. But Inspire and Lefshar are ready for the ambush. Simon takes a hit, 1-2 shot. Now, if they get around this corner and actually do some damage, they can do it. But slides to the Waffenträger E100, rip it into the side. Watch the H-bar go down as Goldbass are eaten alive. But Na'Vi are taking a little bit of damage. If this Waffenträger don't do enough, there's something could happen. But Red Bull is down to a 1, maybe 2 hit as Lefshar is actually able to escape. They didn't actually kill both the tanks. And Strike comes in with a Bat Chat, and he's going to be doing a lot of damage. One more shell, Pulse goes down. Boom, there he goes. Humbolt's chasing Lefshar, but it's not going to work. It's several shots doesn't penetrate. Hypo turns up to try and get him as well, but it's just not working.
Yeah, basically Go Bass went in there it was almost like a perfect trap. They were getting shot from every direction. Na'Vi full control there. Now it's a case the slide's coming back in now, just about reloaded. When he comes in, that's going to be him on his second clip. Oh God! He was so desperate to get that shot in, and the joys of physics. He was too tempted. We went to get that drop shot in the back.
The amount of times I've done that in the normal game, where it's just like there's one, you know you've won, you trust your teammates, and you go for that extra shot. You dive off, you didn't get it. But
yeah. There's slide coming in now to clear up with the shots now. Big Thief just getting tracked there, he's wrecked between crossfire again. So
2-0.
Another comfortable win there for Na'Vi. I mean, that was the kind of problem Goldbass had is they were stuck in that ball. Yep. So when they came in, they'd already got the early spots from Na'Vi. Na'Vi knew where they were going to be. They quickly repositioned, and you could see the shots coming in from either sides. And the Waffle got pretty much a free clip off into the side of them. The two FVs basically held them up, like the whole group that came round.
Pointing out one thing, that was Goldbass's tactic. They drove that. They deliberately went in the middle with all their tanks, drove through the middle. That was them doing that. They drove that strategy. They drove into that ambush, and they got wrecked. It's exactly what they did last time on Ghost Town. They bunched together, and Ghost Town is a dynamic match. As you saw, it's all about speed, repositioning, and angles. There's so many angles. And Na'Vi played that supremely. But Goldbase didn't make it look hard, right? They were eaten alive.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
put it in any other way.
It looked more like Na'Vi had definitely done their homework in that situation, almost kind of expecting them to do that, and then setting up the trap for them. You could see that Goldbase had something on the cards, because then they had the back chat going around the top, so it looked like they were going to double cap or make them split. But instead they basically ignored the back chat going for the north cap and just went, we'll deal with these guys in the town, and then. But I mean, allowing the waffle to reload as well. I mean, you just can't do that.
Can we see the stats for the waffle for the Korean team, for Goldbase? Did he do the damage? Because every time, because they had one, did you see it?
He was at the back. No, he wasn't like in with the group. So he got Slide. Slide got his reload, and he was in there.
Just watch it. Just watch it. When we get to the next screen, just watch it. It happens every time. Seriously, every time one goes town, this happens. Watch as it flips. And where is he? Oh, 1,205.
It's like three shots. Two shots. Okay, so two hits.
What? Every time.
If you're taking a waffle and you're only getting 2 hits from the waffle, that's really not. You know. And the FV, I mean, he got shot. I saw him getting actually hit onto the E100. But yeah.
Pick Thieves clip, 500 damage. 6 shots from a bad chat, 500 damage. Not acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, you need to make the shots. You need to hit the shots, and it's just that's basically how the game goes. If you're not hitting the shots, there's other things you can hit the shots and they don't pen. So if you're getting bad angles and stuff, we're not going for. Even if we're using, because a lot of time it's premium ammo everyone's using, but you still sometimes will have to switch to having to use high explosives and stuff like that. Yeah. Depending on what you're shooting at. I mean, waffles is really tempting just to plow HE into the armor shield.
High risk.
Because you're like, okay, there's like you've killed 2 crew, and they're like, okay, I'll use my premium repair kit. And it's like, okay, I'll hit you again, and then you've got no more crew again. So it's a tough call. I mean, what you really want to do is just, arguably, you always want to focus, take a tank out, try not to spread the damage across the team, because if you spread the damage across the team, they've still got multiple guns. So you want to take out gun after gun after gun. Usually the biggest threat is going to be something like an autoloader if you can take it down, or a waffle. You can't.
Well, that's actually a risky thing. Do you take out the autoloader first, or do you try and take out something else? Because there's 2 things with the autoloaders. They do their burst damage, and then you kill it. Well, it's not as big a hit to the team as if you focus down one of their regular guns. But anyway, we're on to map number 2, battle number 3. Na'Vi on the defense in the blue, currently 2 up, and Goldbase in the red on the offensive. We are now seeing a very quick engagement to the middle from Goldbase. It's not going to pay off because Na'Vi are not going to entertain that idea. So those TVPs aren't going to be worth their weight at the start. Blybe is actually going to do some pot shots at somebody. Who is he saw? I think it's the TVP down there.
Maybe having a shoot at the back, or the TVP Slide or Kilroy, yeah. You've got the kind of lower tier tanks. You've got the Goldbase using the IS-3 here, so going for an extra heavy basically. For Na'Vi, they're going for the T-49, so that'll be looking to wreck someone's day with the HE shell and really like can cause some brutal damage. It's a nice fast tank as well, but obviously it doesn't have a lot of HP. Antilock already, first one taking hits. Simon's taking a good couple of hits as well. Really now it's a lot of positioning. The fight's actually happening on the back side of the town as well, because they've got the back chat and the T-49 up there.
But the HP is dropping all around as Simon's down to 1 hit. Blybe is also down to 1 hit, maybe, as Polt and Hummel goes to the front to try and absorb the damage. But Slide is on the reload, but it's really quick. It's only 20 seconds for that TVP. Wait 5 more seconds, it's going to open up and kill Hypo as they go around and trying to get a Spyra. Can he get it? The reload is a long time, though, in the IS-3, and they're not going to get the damage off in time, or can they? Rhino goes down. That's 2 tanks. That's pretty good so far, but they've lost Hummel, and there's a lot of them at low HP. That TVP is going to be a nightmare. Picking off these, there we go, that's the first one. Blybe's going to get hit next, but can he get Strike? No, he's on reload. Strike gets away with a very little HP. However, in the distance behind them, the rest of the team got completely wrecked. One after another, and Polt's left now Left Shar's going to kill him. Left Shar, click. He's dead. So now it's down to the tier 8. They're leaving him alone to last. Blybe is doing Ring the Rosie with Strike up on the top of the hill there. Maybe Antelich could lose this battle if he's unlucky. No, really?
It's a ram in the back.
Ram. That sounds like, you're not killing my Antelich. He's surviving with like 2 HP. But that's that again. It's looking closer towards that 5-0 as everyone was talking about.
Yes, it was. I was kind of similar actually to the last battle. They kind of got drawn into the middle and they had them surrounded. It was almost like pulling them into a web again, and then all the shots came in from the different angles. And the point where they were at on the hill, you don't really have much defence. If you were in the middle of the hill, then you have a bit more cover to play with. But where they were before the entrance to get onto the hill. So you're basically you've got no hard cover behind you or in front of you. So they had the back chat and the T49 hitting them from behind. They had the 113s hitting them from the front, and they had at least a back chat on the island as well, shooting across at them. So they were getting hit from everywhere, basically.
It's the classic, like, as we were talking in the previous game about if you're bronze, the best thing to do is stick together. And we're seeing, you heard my advice, like sit together, focus fire. That's exactly what Gold Bass are trying to do. It's great against most teams until you hit Gold League standard, upper silver, Gold League standard. And then you see what Na'Vi are doing. When they see that people are doing this Iron Fist technique, going in there with blockers and bruisers on the front, with skirmishers behind, yeah, that's the way you do it. That's great. And it works up until a point. And then when it stops working, it stops working. Yeah. It's like you hit a brick wall and it just stops. As you can see, once you know how to use the positions on the map, and you're beep, 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 game over.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah. This map control is always like a huge advantage in this game. Once you've been able to spread your team out and you get the angles, it's really hard for the teams to then actually get a good proper defensive situation, because you're getting shot from the back, you're getting shot from the side. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you can see like Laba there, 2725 died, 10 shots and 2 kills from the back chat. I mean, that's insane damage coming out. Bilby got a good amount in the 50-51, Kilrod as well in the 50-51. So the new Czech Tier-10s are certainly. They're certainly a popular tank now in the Tier 10 format. There's a good counter or a good opposite, if you like, to the Batchat as well.
They're very, very similar but very opposite. Like Batchat has a greater burst potential, but a much higher risk factor.
Yeah.
TVPs are much more lower risk and are able to, they have a tiny reload for an autoloader so powerful.
And their Tier 9 is really popular as well, so you'll see that used more than, for example, a Rain would be used compared to the Batchat. So the Tier 9 you see sometimes like certainly on Cliff, for example, it might just be all autoloaders, and the Tier 9 slot will be
sorry, go ahead.
No charge on you.
I was going to say, we just got some news. NSS 1, Elong 1. So that is a slugfest going on the other stream. Okay. I did say, a lot of people were, I was discussing backstage, like, oh, what about this team, this team? A lot of people were like, Elong, they got lucky last year. They're ranked number 1. And I was like, guys, no, they really are good. Nah, not a lot of people watch the Asian region. I was like, no, Elong are really good. Last year they did this one tactic, just got lucky. I was like, no, that was last year, Elong. They've had a year of training. They are not like that anymore. They've totally evolved. And everyone's like, nah. But I hope they give NSS either a run for the money or smash them. Because if they do, I'll be so proud. Like I'm like half Asian when it comes to WGL because I've done this. Like I'm not European caster. I don't do the European League, right? I don't do the Russian League. Okay. I don't do the North American League. What I do is the Asian League. I do so many offlines for the Asian League. So I totally support the Asian teams, and Elong are great. They are such a great bunch.
Do you do the Asian leagues in Chinese?
No, English stream for the Chinese region.
Okay.
Asian region.
Which half is Chinese?
This half.
Okay.
Actually, this half. Like, you can't see. I'm wearing
shorts. We've got shorts, so that's a big secret. Nobody actually knows. We have the shirt and we have the jacket on, and we're wearing shorts.
It's true. The audience can vouch for me. Everyone who's watching, they know me from the Asian streams, and I come here and everyone's like, oh, blah 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 blah. I was like, what about Elong? And they're like, yeah. I was like, what about Gold Bass? They're like, what about them? I was like, they're Arete, right? You know those guys, right? And they're like, I don't really know. And they're the wild horses. And last year, what we saw, Elong got second.
Yeah, they're definitely, you can't count them out. There's no way. I mean, there's so many strong teams this year as well. It is really hard to. I mean, everyone automatically thinks, okay, the Russian teams, they've been playing it for longer. These guys are going to be the strongest ones. But you had, like you said, Elong was second, and you had Kazna were all the way up at third. No, the fourth when they came because Navi just slept them aside.
And so did Elong. Which is great. So yeah, everyone expected Kazan to roll over them, and what happened? Elong run over Cancer Crew. So, and that's the trouble with this complicated tactic system. It can collapse. Yeah. If things go slightly wrong, you start getting a bit stressed, it can really collapse. So there's different advantages and disadvantages to each system. I wouldn't say one tactic is far superior to the others, just one requires a lot more skill to execute than the other. But anyway, let's go into battle number 4. We're on the second one on Mines. and we're on the second map. This is Navi in the blue on the offensive with 3 victories to their name, and Goldbass red and defending. However, they go to the hill again. They do the classic, let's stop them going up the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, they're not there.
They're sticking together basically in a group. Navi are playing it slow. They've got the Navi are going with the M40, M43, so that can do some brutal damage if it actually gets us hitting. Already the RU and Goldbass has already picked off. Hypo's already like dangerously low. He got spotted straight away by the bat chat of Lavoie.
Lefsha. Yeah, he writes it in English, but it's actually pronounced in Russian.
Okay.
Oh, Red Bull, they're going forward and taking too much damage. What was the plan there? What was the objective? What he was trying to retrieve? He was trying to get this corner position, but he's lost far too much HP. In fact, the Antilich is being forced off. Is that really worth it, that position advantage he just got? No, that answers that question. Antilich wins the duel, and there goes Red Bull in the E5. That was meant to be their blocker. That was meant to be the guy like holding the line, and he's already wrecked.
Yeah, basically he was caught in a position where you were able to just pling shots away at his lower front plate, which is the main weak spot of the E5 head-on. Frontal armor is really strong. When it got changed to HD, the top turret, which was normally a weak spot, became a regular armor point. Almost, it's really strong. They're down again, so they've lost a TVP now for Goldbass. And really, again, they're just shots coming from everywhere. I mean, look at how much HP Navi still have. It's dominating basically.
It's not even. It's not fair. This is actually feeling like this is a mismatch. I think Goldbass, their objective here was to be strong and do their best and get out of the group stage, right? That is the objective. If we have a look at the, I'm going to see if I can find the groups. Where are they in? It's Navi, Hellraisers, and Goldbass. I think they kind of, like they were like, the best thing that could ever happen to us is getting out of the group. But they're against the last year's champion versus number 3 in the world. If you face these guys, that's what I'm trying to say. If you face Goldbass, they would wreck you, right? They're really good. Just Navi are just in that next level.
Navi not even lost a tank this time round, so that was a super strong match. Navi fully in control the entire time. I mean, I think they only had like 2 tanks, roughly down to about half HP there in the end.
I feel like crying.
That was a whitewash. I mean, the thing that always happens is Mines is a map where the matches are generally always quick. Yeah. It's always hectic. It's a small area. The fighting almost always happens in that central area. But yeah, I mean, Navi strong. That's what we expected, you know.
Yeah, I hope they would put up a bit more of a fight, but I sneaking suspicion that they just wouldn't be able to perform today. It is a lot of pressure. They're against a big name. Ex-champions, number 3 in the world, number 1 in Russia right now, I believe. They beat NSS just.
Yeah, that was
the number 1 in
crazy exchange they had.
CIS.
Yeah, they got pushed right to the end.
So, like, if I was good, right, if I was doing, I don't know, well as a team, and then I saw Navi, I don't think I would even perform to the level I was performing against weaker team. Like, my team morale would drop just seeing the name, seeing that logo. It's scary. I mean, it sounds weird to say such a thing, but imagine if you're playing, I don't know, soccer, football. You're there, you're playing it, and then all of a sudden Manchester United turns up and goes, hey, let's play with your team there.
Maybe not Man United this season, but yeah, with the name, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you see their shirts and everything, they turn up, and you're like, okay. And then you got 2 types of people. People who thrive in this position, who like dive in and they do it and they kick it and stuff. And is that Jingles? It is Jingles.
Oh man.
Let's see if he can come over here. Come behind the camera.
Get him on the Steam. Get him say hello to the channel.
This is Mighty Jingles has turned out. Let's get him on camera for a second.
Slide in between us.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Talking to the microphone there.
Swine.
Ah! Hey, it's not our fault you're playing World of Warships now.
Because I grow the beard longer than you. You're
he
pro player.
He's playing World of Warships. It's not our fault you're doing Warships now, is it?
So are you here from NASA, yeah? Pro player. So you're gonna be playing tomorrow, yeah?
You'd have to talk close to the microphone.
Oh, yes. Yeah, before the grand final itself tomorrow, we're coming on, I think, 18:30.
All right, so you guys heard it from Jingles himself.
Yeah.
So be gentle.
Yeah, oh, we'll see, we'll see.
What's your favourite class in World of Warships? Cruisers. Well, there you go. So thank you very much, man. We'll talk to you later.
Let's have a
good luck. There's Jingles, the mighty Jingles, everybody. Able to... oh, is that Iron Brew? No way. Wait, you've got to show this. Okay, so, wait, sorry, I need that actually. We just got some information about something from the main stage. We need... Oh.
3-0.
3-0. We got... Oh,
3-1.
Okay, there we are. 3-1. There was some confusion on the main stage, but apparently it's 3-1 right now to NSS, I believe. It must be NSS, yeah. So there we go. So that's that. Show us Iron Brew. People who've never been to Scotland don't know what an Iron Brew is.
Everyone's always like, look, I've got a bag full of it now. So I've been given a bag full of Iron Brew, guys.
He's Scottish.
If you've never been to Scotland before, this stuff is it's known as the amber nectar. Across the world, usually Coca-Cola is the most popular drink in the world. You get to Scotland, you get this stuff called Iron Brew. Amazing stuff. So
You've never heard of it?
Happy. That's me happy now.
I would normally be in trouble for like providing a sponsor for another thing, but no one across the world outside of Scotland, not even in England, know what Iron Brew is. It's just Scotland.
It's going to keep me happy. I'm going to probably drink of that whole bag later on today.
Right, anyway, we've got completely off topic here. We saw jingles, we've seen the Iron Brew. What were we talking about? Can anyone help us? What were we talking about?
That was the fourth match now, so it's 4-0 to Navi against Golbass.
Yeah.
Golbass. 3-1.
No, that was something else.
That's the main stage, right? Sorry. So many voices. I'm not used to voices in my head. Usually it's my own voice in my head. Navi Golbass 3-1. Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Who broke what rule?
So, there's been a...
Okay, there's been a rule violation from Navi, and they've lost a point against Golbass. So, I don't know what rule that was. If we can get some information about what rule they broke, I'd love to give that to our audience.
Thing or something like that? I don't know.
Sorry, we got confused because we thought it was something about the main stage. We were like, okay, it's 3-1 on the main stage. Oh no, it's 3-0 because someone broke the rules. So yeah.
Tier 6.
What tier? Oh, okay. So they V304. Oh.
So it was the bear.
It was the bear.
It was the bear.
Okay, so just an update. The artillery that was being played
so that was
below
that was
tier 8.
the second Ghost Town map.
Yeah, the
second Ghost Town one.
I thought it was the... Right, this is where we messed up because my artillery knowledge is nothing. So let's clear the air, let's restart. So, news just in. It is currently 3-1 with Navi leading 3-1 because Navi got penalized and lost the map because they picked a tier 6 artillery and not a tier 8. And as we said, you had to pick tier 8, 9 or 10. It's in the rules. So they broke that rule. And Exeter's doing a little bit of research now. So it is 3-1. So anyone voted 5-0, ha! You lost.
So what probably happened is they went FV304, which is nicknamed the Bert from a lot of people.
Yes.
Really fast little tank, shoots quite quickly as well. Generally, you wouldn't actually expect to see it in a game like this. So what probably happened is if they were looking to bring in a tier 9 was probably the FV308, and instead they went with the 304.
Or even the 307 in the tier 8. Like, they're very, very similar names. So maybe, I mean... I don't know. Let's not speculate, because it could have been a mistake by accident. It could have been.
So there was a whoopsie, which now has given Golbass a win.
Yep.
So Golbass, they potentially could get their only point.
And it's a penalty point, and I believe if Navi get more than 3, they're disqualified. So let's hope they don't do that again.
But this could be an unfortunate situation where the only point that the only game that Golbass get could come from the thrown penalty. So they don't actually win a game. Everyone's like 3-1, but he didn't win a game, you know?
I'm liking this. We're backstage. Everything's a little bit more relaxed, as you can see. The oh my god came from Taffa, the lead presenter on the Russian stream. So something just happened, and he was ecstatic. So something just came over from the Russian casters. So I guess NSS did something crazy, or Elong just surprised. But the score there is 3-1. And yeah, I think things are just going a bit crazy. I hope our game is going to start soon. But it will be the next map. That's why there's a bit of a delay. Not only is it because of Navi breaking the rule, but they were also changing maps. So sorry for the delay. But we had jingles. We had Iron Brew. We've had an oh my god.
And oh my god, yeah.
And he's Russian, so that was so much that he spoke English.
We have, yeah, it was quite impressive. We didn't actually, well, everyone kind of knows what Russian people usually shout when they get surprised at stuff, so we're glad that didn't get shouted. But we have quite a busy room in here just now, so you've got 2 desks doing the backstage matches.
That's right.
And then you have 4 desks doing the mainstream.
That's
so
right,
if something crazy happens on mainstream, that's when this room goes crazy.
And I've got good knowledge that the reverse is also true. The main stage has heard, what's that screaming?
Yeah. The previous one, there was you getting really excited.
Me? Excited? Never.
You usually
never.
have quite a quiet voice, so I'm surprised that people are like, "Does that look?" You know.
Well, in the briefing beforehand, Mitch, if you don't know who Mitch is, he's not actually the play-by-play, but he was the play-by-play for the previous game on the main stage. He said to everyone, like, I'm concerned about being in the same room with other people because I'm very loud. And one of the other guys was like looking at me going, I'm worried about this guy because he's known to break soundboards. I don't know if you know that story. In Minsk Offline Final Season 3, we had some problems with peaking, and it peaked and the whole sound system switched off, had to reset and come back online again whenever I reached a certain level. We could have fixed it, we decided it was more fun not to.
It's more fun just you cutting off the sound.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my god, this is about to happen, and then cut off, silence, and we just go...
Does your voice get higher and higher the more excited you get?
Yes, absolutely.
For me, I have the risk of the more excited I get, the more heavy accent my gets. So I'm more likely to drift into slang words and all that kind of stuff. So
and the fact that
can you give us? Very careful not to swear.
Can you give us an example full Scottish?
No.
With no swear words,
because I do the unconscious, always thinking about trying to speak more clearly. And right now, people will be like, "What?" Like his accent is really strong, but. Me speaking like you've got Pointy Hair Jedi in here, so who's also from Scotland. He's a fake Scotsman, he doesn't have the real accent. But it's very, very easy for me to forget and drift into slang words and say like, "Oh no, what you doing, laddie?" and you know that kind of stuff.
There's one thing with me. A lot of people know it, but some people don't. Like my accent's quite clear now, and a lot of people are like, "He sounds half American, half British."
Hey there, y'all.
Yeah. And that's because I'm surrounded by Americans all day at work, or people with American accents. So. I'm kind of drifting that way by accident, but I'm actually from Somerset in England.
Somerset?
Somerset. So actually, I talk like this, I do.
Hello there.
If I completely relax, and some people can pick it up. When I get more tired, there's certain sounds that I do that are slightly twangy in the Somerset way. And some guy said, I think it was a long time ago, someone said, who's this guy? Like, I don't recognize his accent. It's definitely not English. And a guy replies, no, it's just a well-spoken Bristolian. And he was close. Not Bristol,
Bristolian.
just south of Bristol. That's how it's pronounced here, Bristolian.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, that guy picked it up. Because I've got reasonably clear accent for someone from Bristol.
That's where I think it's from the movie Treasure Island, where they gave the pirates were from like the south coast of England.
That's right.
So that's why when you do the pirate accent, it also sounds like a Somerset accent.
What I said to everybody...
So it's like, are you a pirate or are you a farmer from Somerset?
Exactly. So I actually tell this story to people all the time. So the difference between the Somerset accent and the pirate accent is the gruffness, you know, the absolute gruffness of your voice. So we get, what is it called? The normal accent for Somerset, but you add that, what's it called? Overacting. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So you overact the accent, and then you turn into this accent. So you know the Scottish accent, but then you do the four-star Scottish accent.
I could do my like normally and be like, "Oh, right there, laddie," and put a bit more gruff into it.
And that's what the TV Scotsman sounds like, right?
Okay.
Pirate accent is just the TV Somerset accent. So when you're like, say, like, I'm from Somerset, I am. So this is what you talk like when you're from Somerset. This is actually the accent from my area. So you talk like you're from Somerset, and then you just go deeper, and you're like, I'm not a pirate, I am, because all I'm doing is talking Somerset, you see, but with that extra earnest accent. Says, I'm a pirate. I'm just from Somerset. So it's you get the point. There's TV accents and there's real accents. I think there's some sort of delay going on right now. I'm hoping.
I would imagine there's a debate about what just actually happened.
Yeah, so we're going to go find out exactly what's going on. So we'll be back in a few minutes to continue this, but Na'Vi are getting a little bit of a slap on the wrist for taking a Tier 6 instead of a Tier 8. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly with the answers to your questions.
Masters. No other team has made it this far.
Welcome back. All the problems are fixed, and we are ready to go back into Navi versus Goldbass. The current score is 3-1, and we did get some news about EL Gaming. If you were here with us and you didn't watch the main stream, we now know how it went down. It was 5-1 result. EL were playing, like we were discussing, more developed, more global. However, what happens when you play in your own region? You don't really get to test this against the global scene. So Ollie, best put it, he tried to play like the CIS teams, and they didn't have enough experience, so they just got bested. It wasn't like it was completely one-sided, just it wasn't enough. But that's that game. Let's focus on this game as we go into Cliff and see how much different it truly is.
Yeah, are we going to see the autoloader crazy loadout from both teams? Are we going to see something more passive? And no, there you go. I mean, go Bass, like autoloaders everywhere and a lightweight. Navi, the exact same. Oh, they got an STB1 as well for Navi. Okay.
Oh, wait. Look at this lineup. Wait. This is going to be heavy in the middle. This is going to be crazy. Okay, so let's get ready. Let's reset. Get the hype ready. This is Navi versus Goldbase. Game number 5, map number 3. Let's get it. Let's go. We're going to feel it as Goldbase have to do this. They have to win this at least one game. Remember, Navi in the blue, they are ready to defend this. They don't actually have to win. And Goldbase go for the center. Again, Navi refuse to engage. They're not allowing Goldbase Bass to have that. They are going to always stand off and play this sniping game. But the first blood, for the first time, is going in the favor of Goldbase as Killeroid is hit.
Yeah, Pig Thief's being able to get up onto the top of the hill unchallenged basically right now. So he's going to get up there, he's going to give him good line of sight across everyone else and help his team with spots. In the middle here you're going to get lots of trade-offs while the teams try and get the shots in. Killeroid's taking a hit, Bilbo's taking a hit, and now as the teams start to posture and start getting the angles basically on each other, you see more trades coming in.
Antelech is doing a great job. 2-3 free hits so far. And now Strike gets another shot, even the bad chat. They are completely creaming this TVP, and he goes down. Humal's getting a hit as well. This is not fair, but there you go. Blythe goes, get off my hill. Come on, you've done enough already. But he's run out of shots and he's now in trouble. Antelech is going to go around and take a shot, bink, into the front. And the rest of the team aren't able to do much. What a shot there from Killeroid. Able to do some damage cross-field. Now Antelech is taking a tiny bit of damage, but Blythe, although doing well, is now pushed off. Again, the same thing happening. Goldbase just being completely out-positioned.
Yeah, Navi are in a nice comfortable position here. They've kind of like pushed them onto the hill as such, so they're able to get the shots all directly ahead. Sometimes you see teams come round about E3, F3 area to shoot round the hill. The two lightweights basically are keeping that entire side of the map basically spotted and vision, so no one can sneak around that side. So just now basically Goldbase are trying to protect what little health they have and not get caught in the middle of loading.
Yeah.
You can see they're expecting the push coming around behind the hill, but Navi are not doing that. So they're a bit 6s and 7s right now, trying to work out, which direction the shots are coming from. You've got TVP if he's back there, and I mean, this is really just for Navi to pick the shots off now.
2 good shots from Slide, and Rebel gets poked as he tries to protect his teammate Simon, who is actually taking another hit. So this is pretty bad for the HP. And there goes Humal. I was just about to say, at least they've got their guns. And there he goes. So now they're actually dropping. They've lost 1 gun. And they're down 2 guns now. They're down 3 guns. So they're on the run, and Simon gets hit out, and Inspire cleans up. This is a clean-up job right this 10 minutes.
Navi can smell blood now, so just going to go in and just wipe everyone out and finish off. So another strong showing from Navi, really. I wouldn't say it's inexperience, really. It's just really I guess it could be inexperience, but I mean, Navi have been doing this for a long time, so they know exactly what to expect. The Tier 10 situation is new, but these are guys...
for a while.
Yeah.
They had a really rough first season, and they are losing games against teams that you wouldn't expect them to lose against. So they were not unscathed. Let's put it that way.
And they're not rushing in as well. So like every time Navi's going up, and they're not going hard engaged. They're going up. They're setting their lines. They're saying, okay, let's hold back. Let's wait to see where they're going. We'll poke a little bit. We'll get a bit of vision, and then we'll start just picking off tank after tank after tank, and getting the damage in. And they were able to just chip them down very, very comfortably. Actually, again.
Absolutely. So. This is not going well for the #1 Korean seed. This is really off the back of them coming 3rd, though, in their offline finals, or no, 2nd. 3rd or 2nd. either way, in the top 3 of their last season. So we always knew that they were going to struggle in comparison to Elon, but Elon went head-to-head with NSS. A lot of people's favorite to win the whole thing. So they didn't do so well either with 5-1, so it's not looking good right now for the Asian region's representatives.
Yeah. I mean, I think they both have quite tough groups, actually. Let's have a look at the other group. So, I mean, this one's basically the group of death, sadly, for Golbass. I mean, the other one you've got, actually, well, it's kind of reverse. You've got L Gaming, also Sirius and Yato.
Next game is Elong versus Yato. So we need to see that result, right? Because Elong need to win that. They need to win it.
Yeah.
And that means Yato, their result, which we're going to see all on this stream. I think Yato's on this stream both times. In fact, if we check the schedule, let's check the schedule. We've got a few minutes.
Yes, the next one after this is EL Yato.
Yeah, but then I believe Yato is also later as well, like the game after.
Yato later on is against Not So Serious, yeah.
There we go. I remembered right, but there you go.
Yeah,
so Elong have to beat Yato next, and then Yato somehow would have to bring it back out of NSS later, which if Elong just got trounced 5-1, there's a chance that it's going to happen again. But that's not always the case. Like, one playstyle can be strong against another playstyle, so you never know. But I can't wait to see how the Brazilian team Red Candidates do, or even the game later with Simp. I mean, Simp have been a brand name for so long now.
Yeah, they're like the old school team from America. It's usually when you think about American League, Simp's always a name that kind of crops up there. So they've been around for a long time. It's like Kazna in Europe. It's kind of always synonymous, stroke linked into the chat, so or linked into the region. So I mean, they should put a good strong showing. I'm really excited as well to see how Eclipse do for this in tournament. I mean, the American teams in general, because the slight rule difference as well is going to potentially go against them.
There's some banned tanks.
And in the American League, all the tier 10s are open to them, including Clan Wars reward tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the American tactics use the T22 SR from Rampage mode, because it's bounce. The thing can take an absolute beating, almost as much of a beating as an E100, if not more.
Yeah.
And in the American League as well, you can only have a maximum of 2 of the same type of vehicle. So they won't have much time to like their tactics always be like they're not going to have more than like 2 FV 215Bs.
Right.
But they'll go against like 3 of them or 4 of them depending on the map and stuff. So
yeah, that's really hard work for them. So they have to adjust not only to the change in skill and the different play styles, but also change of rules. Yeah. And that next season will not happen. It's a unified rule system.
Hopefully, yeah, it'll be unified across everything.
Yeah.
So you can see here, I mean, Navi, like, it was across the board, like, top damage across all situations there with all tanks and all players. So another really strong dominating map.
Right, but we are going into battle number 6. Quickly doing the maths there. 4 + 1 is hard work when you're in front of the lights. And this time Navi's on the offensive and Golbass are defending. Now, we're going to see a nice trotting attack here from Navi. They know this is the last one they need to win, and they probably go, okay, let's just do it. Let's go for a full aggression style win. They've done this before where they're like, okay, let's bring up the do it for the fans, you know. Let's do it for the fans.
I think Navi are going to want to just seal the deal here basically and get it done with. They've already been playing the game before this, so looking forward to having some downtime after this match. I mean, they're not playing for. I think actually that might be them for the whole day maybe. So the onus here is on them to get this off to bounce straight away there. Bounce chat. That's what it gets called sometimes, the back chat.
Now, I know why, because of the really high angle. Remember, the back chat's always above or moving fast. There's like 3 or 4 spots on the back chat that are really, really bouncy. Just because of auto bounce. Because if the angle is too sharp, it auto bounces. Doesn't matter how big the shell is, it's going to bounce. And that's the thing with the back chat.
You've got Pigteeth up top. He's managed to get himself right on top of the hill again, but he's already been picked out by quite a bit, so he's down to about half health right now. Navi basically just kind of posturing for shots, looking to get the shots in. You've got the STB1 in the back chat across on the far right, basically watching for anything coming round. So Rhino's going to start engaging stuff. Great shots right into Bilby already, but Rhino's kind of isolated right now from the rest of his team.
I believe that's an L. Blibe. I think they call it. Bleep. 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 Blub. Blair. Blair. Can anyone in the chat tell me how to pronounce that?
Yes,
I think
that'd be really helpful.
Yeah. I wonder. Anyway, we have Le Chat, because that took me It's
to me.
because the B is a V.
Okay.
And the W is a sh sound.
Okay.
It took me 2 or 3 seasons to learn it. I remember meeting him in Kiev for the first time, and I asked him, he goes, "You call me Le Bar," and I was like, "Ne bois,
Yeah.
Le bois," and I was like, "I thought it was French," and he's
So-
like, "No, it's Le Chat." I was
He's,
like, oh.
he's wanting to push up and get shots into Pig Thief, but he really has no idea probably how many shots Pig Thief has in his autoloader, so it's dangerous if he goes up and gets clipped. Pig Thief has 3 shots. Previously we've seen him, but I mean, there's Navi starting to move in now and start taking the damage down.
There, the focus fire comes out, but the damage is actually getting received behind us as Humao gets taken out here with, whoa, his teammate almost killed him. That would have been a team kill if Bolton hit him. That would have been bad. But most of the damage is happening off screen as the guys behind, but what an alpha strike as Polt goes down. But this is, again, not very close as Golbas are half the HP of Navi at this point. They're still struggling. They don't seem to be able to adapt to the playstyle here at all.
Yeah, so there's Pig Thief now in a reload, and you've got the Militia going right after him at the top, so he was chasing him down. Simon's down to 1 shell, he's just got off now, he's in a reload, he's probably going to get rammed here in the back or just shot to finish him off. And again, it's another clean sweep basically by Navi. Kind of what we expected.
Wait, this is the first one that no one of Navi's going to die. That's actually the first clean.
The second one, I think. They did it on Mines as well, yeah.
I thought they lost one.
On Mines, they had a clean sweep as well. They